pleasing, obviously, with the result and the performance. I thought we got a performance at Blyth as well. We just didn't get the result. We got a performance and the result today, and to bounce back, obviously, from what happened 6 days ago, whatever it was, against Darlington, when what they did to us, that was probably, I think the team talked before the game, there was not a great deal to say. They just had to go and, I said to you yesterday, about ram it back down the throats in terms of the performance and the result, and that's what the players did, which is really pleasing. The work rate, the attitude, everyone was on the front foot, which as a defender that makes it easier if everyone in front of you is doing that. But just all around, it could go right throughout the team. Everybody was bang at it today, and it becomes easier. You know, you can't carry players at any level. I've said this numerous times. We had 11 players who was right on top of the game. I thought we defended really well, but that came from the lads at the top of the pitch. They worked the socks off. Jake Wright, Jordan, Maca, and everyone just followed behind that, which is how it should be. He's a frustrating one because he's such a great kid, and right throughout my time when I've been taking the team, Monday to Friday, if he turns what he does on a Monday and a Friday, Monday through to Friday into a Saturday, that's what he's capable of. And goals gives strikers confidence. They're all the same, and we're starting to see a proper player now. But I think with Wrighty, what I like more than anything else is if it's not going for him, he works his socks off, and that was why I decided to go the way I did that the other day with Maca and Wrighty in and around Jordan. I think that helps him, and the two young boys are just so honest. You know, they give you everything. Maca came to see me the other day, probably couple of days before the Blyth game, and he was totally honest and said, "I'm not enjoying it because I want to play all the time." And I said, "Well, be ready because you're going to get your chance." And he's just a brilliant kid who wants to be a footballer, wants to have a long career in the game, and he's just got a great attitude. And a lot of my time in coaching has been around young players, and I understand the way that they are, and I kind of just I've got the mindset in terms of go with them because I know they won't let me down with their attitude and the desire to want to actually do well for me and for the team and the football club. It's just the way that they are. Well, it's interesting before the game. He probably won't mind me saying this, but he does something I've never ever seen before, where he brushes his teeth right before we come out for the game, and I've never seen it before. And I said to him, "I'll tell you what, this is God honest truth. So if you score a couple of goals today, I'll brush your teeth before the next game." So when he scored the second one, he's looking at me, pretending like I've got to brush his teeth. So if I have to do that and he scores 2 in the next game, then brilliant. But it's the same with Hamza. He's disappointed he weren't in the team. The one thing about him is he's a really good bloke, and he's honest, he's hard working, and he'll have a right go for you, and that's what he did today, and I'm absolutely delighted for him because he's a top bloke. You know, the key thing from the other day, we didn't get the result, but they were all at it. They were all at it, and it was an absolute sucker punch because this game's cruel at times. We think we scored, we've seen it back, and he's not even close. He's miles onside Maca, and everyone's celebrating, and then 15 seconds down the other end of the pitch and the score, and it's so hard to take. But I'm seeing a lot of character from the players because they've not been down about it. They just come in and they've worked hard again, and as I say, they've gone and put a really good performance in today, and I'm delighted with that group of players who started the game and the ones that come off the bench and were sat on the bench. And the reaction in the dressing room tells you everything because they're all in there with their arms around each other praising everybody else, and things like that go a long way. That's exactly what I want to see. You know, someone said to me, there was a fan shouting at me in the crowd the other day because I was stood there with my hands in my pockets saying that I don't care. I had my hands in my pockets nearly the whole way through that game. I care more than anybody. You know, I just can't accept things like that, and I understand they're frustrated, but I care, and I care about these players and all them ones out there today. I care about them all. I want everyone to do well. If they give me everything that they've got, I can take whatever happens if we win games or lose games. Because the ones who are out there today, the ones who are on the bench, they're good lads. Well, I don't know what's happened in the past properly, but I can only go off what I've seen since I've been here and working with him. He's a real good player. He's worked so hard and had some long days getting through his rehab and getting back fit, and worked his socks off. And it's nothing to do with his knee or anything like that. I don't know if it's just getting going again in a proper game, and he's tightened up in his back. So we're not sure properly, but we're going to have to just see how he is and pray to God that it's good news with it, because we obviously, you've seen today, he makes a massive difference to the team.